Theodros Adhanom, Director General of the World Health Organization, Your Excellency Dr. Mohammed Janeb, WHO Regional Director for Africa, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished delegates, and also I have seen a couple of distinguished representatives from various international organizations and foundations, and also multilateral institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to Ethiopia for the 76th session of the WHO Regional Committee for Africa. As has been eloquently expressed by previous speakers, today Africa stands at a pivotal moment. We face a rapidly shifting global environment where health financing is becoming unpredictable, geopolitical instability tests our multilateral institutions, and disease outbreaks continue to threaten lives and economic stability. At the same time, climate change is exerting unprecedented pressure on our communities, while conflict disrupts vital health services, displace vulnerable population, and trigger cross-border humanitarian crisis. Yet these profound challenges offer a historic opportunity for Africa to strengthen its collective voice, deepen regional cooperation, and assume full ownership of its health architecture. The decisions we make here today must extend far beyond technical discussions. They must directly advance Agenda 2063, a continental vision that aspires to build an Africa which is healthier, more resilient, and united. Distinguished participants, as we chart this path, allow me to highlight key milestones in Ethiopia's health sector that demonstrates the power and value of sustained national investment and structural reform. Ethiopia prioritizes health as a strategic national investment, leading to steady budget increase despite competing economic demands. Particularly, decades of investing in primary health care have brought essential health services directly to communities and expanded access for millions. We also forge a healthcare workforce expansion which has subsequently driven significant progress in maternal, newborn, and child survival rates. In view of addressing climate-driven health risks, Ethiopia's Green Legacy Initiative, spearheaded by Ethiopia's Prime Minister, has mobilized millions of citizens to plant billions of trees. Just, you might have checked the headlines. Just 3 weeks ago, on August 3rd specifically, our country demonstrated this commitment by planting over 800 million seedlings in a single day as part of our target of planting 8 billion seedlings for this year alone. We thought it was a kind of a far-fetched initiative, and we didn't expect that we would reach this level. Now we have so far planted about 56 billion seedlings since the initiative began in 2019. I don't know when we are going to stop, but we'll keep on planting. Furthermore, the modern transformation of Addis Ababa that you see today is driven by this vision itself, creating a cleaner, healthier urban environment to elevate the overall health and living standards of our people. Ethiopia recognized that sustainable health system cannot exist without peace. Just this past Sunday, Ethiopia marked a major milestone of an inclusive national dialogue featuring over 4,000 delegates with a wide range of political views. That is indeed a major stride in Ethiopian political landscape. We strongly believe that through dialogue and reconciliation, we are securing the stability of our country and the wider region. Excellencies, international cooperation remains indispensable, but the strongest partnerships are those that reinforce national leadership, strengthen domestic institutions, and empower countries to sustain their own health priorities. The Accra Resets, with its emphasis on stronger country ownership, offers a critical opportunity to rethink how global assistance supports national vision. But Africa's ambitions must go further. We must not simply adapt to reforms designed elsewhere. Africa must be able to shape its own agendas by her own. From Cape Town to Cairo, from Dakar to Djibouti, from Nairobi to Rabat, and from Malabo to Mauritius, and all over Africa, we possess the potential and the will to safeguard the health and well-being of our people. What we must now forge is a very clear and bold, unified strategy centered on the following, perhaps 5 strategies. The first one is achieving financial self-reliance. Africa must progressively increase domestic public investment in health, shifting from external dependency to predictable national financing models. The urgent need to accelerate local manufacturing is the second priority. Health security demands that we produce our own medicines, vaccines, and diagnostics. What a worse time in 2019 and 2020 to learn from the onslaught of the COVID pandemics. I was living in the center of the COVID pandemics in New York City, where we saw that how helpless and hopeless as human beings were, where people just simply get sick and perish. That happened in the midst of those who stand that and believe in the strength of humanity on the one side, and those who denied that this pandemic was just simply a fake. So it shows us how important it is that we have to have a predictable and much more strong investment in the health sector, particularly in vaccines and whatnot. The third one is harmonizing institutional roles. We must ensure operational synergy between the WHO and the Africa CDC. The WHO's global technical leadership and Africa CDC's continental mandate must complement each other, eliminating parallel systems and prioritizing country-led execution. Our fourth priority could be institutionalizing strategic solidarity. We must move beyond symbolic unity and establish real-time mechanisms to share expertise, laboratory capacity, and emergency supplies instantly when a neighboring nation faces a crisis. We have drawn extensive lessons along this line. I just overheard earlier in the morning one of my colleagues saying that whenever developed countries decided to pull the rug under your feet for any reason, they don't need even to explain it. Developing countries, and particularly Africans, suffer the most. So it is important that we have to institutionalize a strategic solidarity between our African countries and also other developing countries. The last one is Africa should lead the climate health agenda. As you all know, Ethiopia is bracing up and preparing to host COP32 here in Addis Ababa in 2027. This is a huge opportunity where Africa must arrive with a unified position, a common stance that places climate resilience, health system, and adaptation funding at the core of global policy. Excellencies, the questions before us are fundamental. Let me pose a couple of them. These are: who really sets Africa's health priorities? A lot of story to tell around this line. Who finances them? And who delivers results of our people? The answer must always be, it should begin with African leadership itself. Indeed, national governments must lead, regional institutions must support, and global organizations must scale up their follow-up, coordination, and technical leadership. Africa's next health chapter must be defined by ownership over dependency, integration over fragmentation, and practical action over words. Ethiopia stands fully prepared to play its part through national investment, regional cooperation, and unwavering support for our continental institutions. Excellencies, let us leave Addis Ababa not only with declarations, but with firm commitment and measurable actions. On behalf of the government and people of Ethiopia, I wish you fruitful deliberations, and it's now my distinct privilege to declare the 76th session of WHO Regional Committee for Africa officially opened. I thank you.